What's up, guys? It's Pascal with ALF Boss, and today I'm going to bring you this week's ALF news. Now, some of these stories I might be reporting might not always be positive as far as it relates to the ALF industry, but I'm doing that on purpose because what I want to do is I want to bring to you guys things that do happen in facilities throughout the United States, throughout Florida. Some of these things are bad, and we need to be reminded sometimes so we can take the appropriate actions and double check, make sure these things don't happen in our own ALFs. Now, with that said, there's thousands of ALFs in Florida, over 3,000, and we take care of over thousands and thousands of residents, and the majority are good facilities. We do the right thing. It's a few of the bad apples that do kind of mess it up for some of us, as the news loves to report the bull crap. But with that said, we are doing an amazing job, and I'm going to come to you today with some of the news from this week. Now, we all know the biggest story this week was Hurricane Doreen. Well, Hurricane Doreen kind of came and went, and we as ALF individuals did an amazing job as far as what I can see. Everybody was ready, everybody was prepared, residents were safe. Let's not forget that the last time that tragedy happened during one of the hurricanes, it really wasn't the assisted living industry who created that monster. That was a nursing home. So we have always been pretty much ready and done the right thing as far as our industry is concerned. But I did see a lot of positive things. Everybody was packed up. Some people did have to evacuate. I believe there were 72 nursing homes and ALFs combined that did evacuate, and as far as I've heard, the evacuations did go very smoothly and things worked out just great. We did luck out because the poor Bahamas, if you have seen that footage, is just horrible. I can't imagine if that thing were to come flat on through here, we would be screwed. I mean, our business would be leveled and I don't know what would happen, but pray to God that we don't see that for a while. I did get a report, one news story that, oh my goodness, a tree did fall on an ALF, a small ALF, but no one was harmed, just a little damage to the roof, tree was cut, and that's the worst story that I've seen so far that has come out of this hurricane. Now, with that said, this was a great practice. I mean, we got to use the ESS system, which some of us had little problems getting on, but eventually got on. It was like a test run. We ran through it. Everybody had to make sure we had our supplies. You know, generators were gassed up. Things were ready to rock and roll. But there still does remain the issue. I think a lot of people still had the issue was the evacuation process. People who were planning, you know, checking out their plans about evacuating, a lot of the mutual aid shelters backed out, so a lot of facilities were scratching their heads like, where the heck are we going to go? And I still think that's a humongous problem, especially for the larger facilities. I mean, we can't be expected to go shelter with other facilities. I don't really understand the reasoning behind it. We would be better off in a school situation or a convention center, something like that. But to put the burden of so many more residents on a facility who's already maxed out, it just doesn't make sense to me. So the state's going to have to step in, the counties. I mean, these elderly people are individuals of the community. Just because they live in ALFs does not mean that the state and governments should not still have a say-so in looking over them. Because, of course, something does go wrong, they want to blame us, and that's not cool, that's not fair. We should be in this together, and if Florida really does care about its seniors, something's going to have to be done. All right, so the next story, let's look at what we got here. Miami, I love you, Miami. Come on, Miami, we got to do better. So we had a doctor in Miami, and she somehow extorted one of her patients and conned him to sign over his house to her. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. She was also running an illegal ALF in that house. Oh yeah, Dios míos. Hi, Miami, we gotta do better. That's all I gotta say. This one really sucks. Transportation driver. You know the transportation vans that pick up our residents, take them to dialysis, things like that. This driver thought it'd be a good idea to pull up to his house, one of his elderly patients in the back, and I guess go inside and eat, or I don't know what the heck he decided to go do. Turned up the van, left this elderly, handicapped lady scorching in the goddamn van. Like, homeboy, what are you thinking? Like, of course he was arrested, and that's another thing. I would like to see a lot more accountability for these transportation companies. They don't show up for pickups, they show up when the heck they want to. I mean, we're talking some people, they're dialysis patients, they have to go. They don't show up. Us as facility owners, well, we gotta put them in our car and we've gotta take them to dialysis. Some of these people are kind of hard to get in personal vehicles, but heck, it falls on our shoulders. If transportation just doesn't show up, we must get them there according to ACA. That's not cool. Definitely needs to be some regulations, some kind of stuff going on for these transportation companies that they need to be reported if things happen. They need to be inspected. They need to be held to the same standards that the ALFs are held to. That's what I want to do. So he was arrested, scumbag. And what else? Oh, this is not a surprise. We are having a shortage of psychiatrists to provide care in ALF and nursing home settings. Wow, this does not surprise me. I saw this coming a mile away. Good old Medicare decided that to run all these psychiatrists away a couple years ago. You know, they were auditing everybody. A lot of good doctors I've worked with over the years, I've known a lot of them, and they were audited, they were not paid, some of them were, license numbers were taken away. I mean, I understand they have regulations, they want the doctor to spend at least 30 minutes with a patient. So, but explain to me, if you have a dementia resident, or residents that are confused and whatnot, how long can a doctor really spend with those residents? So the doctors, they ask the staff of the facility, we are the ones who know what's going on. So-and-so's been active, so-and-so's been calm, so-and-so's doing well, so-and-so needs a little adjustment. That doesn't take a half an hour. But psychiatrists, I guess, were overbilling, I guess, so they chased them all away, and now we don't have any psychiatrists because everybody's scared to death to deal with Medicare. Good job, government. Now, what else do we got? That's it for this week, guys. Been a busy week. Hurricane Doreen has made us all crazy. We are stressed out. So hopefully next week we have some more cheerful news. Have a good one. See you next episode.